The Cockroach Janta Party was once just an online satire movement, but quickly it became a very, very real demonstration face in India's national capital. Now, what is the future of the CJP after the Jantar Mantar protest, and where are things now headed with respect to discourse on education reform? That is the conversation we will now be having with the spokesperson of the CJP, Ashutosh Ranka.
Thank you so much for having me. Last couple of months, CJP has been able to do the unthinkable. We have had been been able to lead such a huge movement, being able to mobilize crores of youth across the country, and reestablish accountability in the system. To think of being able to get the education minister to resign was something unthinkable 2 months ago. So uh, what CJP has done has really got the country going. It has really reset the entire accountability system in this country. People are looking at us with so many expectations. There's so much hope from CJP, and exactly in that regard, we have all gathered here at Sambhaji Nagar for a couple of days to really take stock of what has happened in last couple of months, and more importantly, work on the roadmap for the future. The country is looking at us, and we want to do our best. We want to give our best. So right now, the focus is to be able to organize ourselves across the country, being able to reach every town, every village, every district of this country, and make this movement go stronger and bigger.
But in terms of a structure, what does that really look like? Because the CJP said they don't really want to be a political party right now, so that's really off the charts as far as the near future is concerned. But even as a pressure group, what does that really mean for the Cockroach Janta Party with respect to their plan of action? Because when you talk about going across the country and speaking to people, what kind of a framework are you really proposing that when people do join you, or they follow the path that you're leading, what does that really tangibly mean?
So, Dharamjit, the platform we envision is the one where youth can really freely express themselves. And it's a platform where youth centric issues are not just discussed, but they're also addressed. That's exactly what we are looking at. Now, what are those issues? What is the agenda CJP wants to be working on? We want the youth of the country to decide. And that's exactly what we are going to focus on in upcoming few months, where we'll engage on a nationwide listening tour, the details of which will be declared probably tomorrow. But that's exactly the idea. What do we want to talk about? How do we want to talk about it? What are the solutions that we want to push through as CJP? What is the broader reforms agenda that we want to work on? That's something that we want the youth of this country to really decide and put forth. And that's exactly the kind of listening tours we want to be doing in next coming months.
Right. Speaking of the demands that have already been raised, Ashutosh, how many of those have really been met by the government? Because I remember in the earlier address, it was said that in the next few weeks, there will be another meeting with government leaders to discuss the demand charter that the CJP had proposed. So where do things really stand on that front when it comes to the conversations with the government?
No, absolutely. The discussion we had with the government on 24th of July was that we had the government had sought for a few weeks, 4 weeks to be precise, to be able to work on the demand charter, and we plan to meet the government. The delegation plans to meet the government to discuss the demand charter. It's a broader education exam reforms agenda, 5 pointer agenda, which we had shared with the government, and we are hopeful that the work has already started on that. Apart from that, as far as the legal cases are concerned, a lot of states have already given written agreement to withdrawal of FIRs and no future FIRs, and the remaining states hopefully should be able to get these agreement out in next few days. Now that the confusion with respect to Supreme Court ruling is also cleared, we expect the union government to also have the written agreement in place very soon.
Is there a deadline that you're looking at with respect to the government making sure that it gets enrolled? Because we've been hearing a lot of reports and chatter with respect to a lot of students who are still, not completely free legally or from the police side. So what kind of a deadline are you looking at?
withdrawal of FIRs across all the BJP ruled states and in the central government. And of course, things have taken a bit, but they have been in continuous touch with us. We are really hopeful that the written agreement will be shared with us and aligned with us in next couple of days. We have been very clear that no protester in any part of this country should be harassed, detained, or arrested. Wherever we have gotten reports, Ratna and the entire legal team have been in touch, and so far we have been able to address all the complaints that have come our way. If there is any protester that is who is being harassed, please reach out to us. Our team is very active, and we'll make sure that none of the protesters are harassed.
Right, and you spoke about a listening tour that may be undertaken by the Cockroach Janta Party, but the question that arises when you talk about youth-centric issues, it had in the past few days moved away from it and become about the language that was used in the protest, and for a few days that became like the main conversation that we were hearing about. What has been your take through the entire movement with respect to concerns or the criticism regarding language that has been used by youngsters, the Gen Z in particular? And why do you think it has become such a big issue? More importantly, should that have been such a big issue?
No, I think, see, the overall protest was extremely peaceful, conducted in a very cordial manner. Uh, None of the things that were said on the stage or at Jantar Mantar were something that could be termed even unparliamentary. The focus of this protest, the focus of the movement has always been on the education system, was on Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, and very soon it will be on the broader reforms agenda, broader issues that are plaguing the youth of this country, and that's exactly what we want to remain focused on. Attempts have been made in the past to derail this movement. Attempts will continue to be made. The youth of this country has really seen through them. They've also seen how genuinely we have fought for the education system of this country, and how genuinely we'll continue fighting. So we are not really bothered about all these fringe elements trying to distract people from the broader issues.
Ashutosh, moving on from the Jantar Mantar protest, there's a lot of focus now on the protests that are unfolding in Jharkhand as well. What sort of involvement has the CJP had in it? Because we did see a video where I think you and Abhijit spoke to a few protesters via video call, but I don't think the CJP has been present physically at that protest. So, what sort of an involvement are we looking at from the Cockroach Janta
No, we
Party?
have had a very detailed discussion with the student protesters to understand their demands, their issues, and the CJP stands in complete solidarity with the students of Jharkhand. We support all of their demands. We demand that the Jharkhand government reach out to these protesting students and resolve their issues at the earliest. We have had a very detailed discussion. Our team of CJP volunteers is already there on the ground trying to help out in every possible way. Whatever support or help is needed from our side will also be provided. And very soon, the leadership from CJP will also go and meet the protesting students in Jharkhand.
Right. Before I let you go, Ashutosh, there's one larger question that I would like to come back to, and that is about the Cockroach Janta Party's role, because it shifted overnight from just an online platform to a very, very real movement on the ground. And so now there is this open space for the CJP to become something more. But then the question is, if the Cockroach Janta Party does not enter into the system to change it, what kind of an influence are you looking to create from the outside? Because we've seen very few instances of that happening. And so, if not as a political party, what kind of an impact can the CJP really make without being one and without really contesting elections and essentially bringing about any change internally?
What's important is we want to continue focusing on issues that are really affecting the youth of this country, and we'll do whatever is there in our power to make sure that those issues are addressed. We are not bothered about what's really possible, what's not really possible, because in last 2 months have been a lot of firsts, a lot of impossibles have been achieved, and we are quite confident that we will be able to really change the political discourse in this country, even as outsiders. Although pressure groups like us should not really be treated as outsiders, pressure groups like us are indispensable part of democracy, and reducing democracy just to political parties is very restrictive. Democracy means a lot more. Groups like us who are seeking accountability from the government, who are continuously questioning the government, who are representing an entire generation, are very much indispensable part of the dispensation.
So, are you saying that being a political party is completely off the books always, or maybe that is something that could happen in the future?
No, I think I've said this before and I'll say this again. Whatever we have learned in public life, based on that, we can say this with quite confidence. Never say no to anything. For now, we'll continue to exist as a political pressure group, but we'll see what future holds for us, what the youth of this country wants from us, and we'll take our future trajectory accordingly.
Right. Well, I think never say never is probably what the CJP is looking at right now. But thank you, Ashutosh, for taking time and speaking to us. We understand that this is a very important
Thank you
time
so much.
for the CJP also. And so we look forward to seeing where this entire movement goes. Thank you.